Ji, you have a wonderful first-hand accounts of the UN peacekeeping missions in Africa. Could you please tell us a little about some of the most notable instances of the same?
Let me just put it like this, that at one point of time when I was your ambassador to Sudan and I was covering South Sudan, which was not then independent, subsequently it did in 2011, I was asked if I would be interested in heading one of the UN missions. I took about 2 nanoseconds to say thank you, but no thank you, because I realized that these were a bit of a joke. I don't mean to criticize anybody, but in South Sudan, the feeling was that UN stands for unnecessary. These guys had no idea about what is required. These are all Western people, people from all over the world who come with their own templates about development. When I go somewhere, I'm special advisor to 3 countries in Africa, 3 heads of government. When they ask me, what would you do in a situation like this? I said, in my country or in this other country that I've experienced of, this is what they did. However, you take a decision. You are the stakeholder. You are the boss. You are the leader. You are the decision maker. With the UN, it's different. They'll come and force their prescriptions down the throats of these fellows. They will live a life of relative luxury, even in the midst of grinding poverty. Let me tell you 2 incidents, ma'am, that shook me up. One, when I was in South Sudan, I used to go there very frequently. I still do. I haven't in 2020 because of travel restrictions, but I will resume as soon as the restrictions are limited. I was sitting down. I don't eat breakfast. And one fine day, I was sitting down to have lunch. And my 4 security guards had their noses pressed to the glass windows looking at me. So I called them in. I said, what's your problem? They said, sir, we haven't eaten in 3 days. So we were just looking at you eat. I said, take this food away. Take it to your families. The second time was once I'd gone with some South Sudanese tribal chiefs on a picnic arranged by the Indian Army. And we had a very meager meal. And then they said, could we take what's left over, particularly the oranges and apples? Our children have never seen these. We'd like to take it for them. And at that moment, what could I say? I said, just take everything. Then I asked my military commander, I said, just send them a whole, several basket loads of this kind of stuff. No, man, I'm afraid today the credibility of the United Nations, it is at its lowest. No one has any need for it. And it reminds me of what we used to say at the height of the Cold War. When the superpowers, I'm talking of the United States and the Soviet Union, when they see eye to eye, the UN is pointless. When they don't see eye to eye, the UN is powerless. And at all other times, it is useless. That was the feeling that people had about the United Nations. Then it has to reinvent itself. There is no way that a country like India, the 3rd largest economy in the world, the 2nd largest population in the world, having contributed so many peacekeepers, so many sons of India have died for other countries in UN peacekeeping operations. There is no way that we should not have a very important role in its highest decision-making body, which is the United Nations Security Council. The architecture of 1945, when we were still a colony and only 45 countries or whatever signed the original charter, we are now 193 members. The world has changed. The UN has not.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.